Hello and welcome back if you are new here. I am Amy and today I'm just like get ready with me because I've got my hair done, I've got to film today and I've got this new makeup I want to try out. So I thought perfect timing for us to do a get ready with me. I've got all the stuff in the Beauty Crop advent calendar next to me, as well as I ordered my concealer which came. So I think it's time we do a face of makeup with it. I don't have so much to fill in my brows, so I have already done them. I just need to stick them down with what's it called, brow gel, and then I don't have a liquid bronze or a foundation, so I have to use my own ones of them that I use normally. But other than that, everything else is going to be Beauty Crop stuff. I'm really excited to try this stuff. Cannot wait to get into this. I've already popped on the moisturiser today. I've done my skincare and popped on their moisturiser, the Radiance Boost moisturiser. It took me a while to get this to come out of the bottle. It would not want to come out. Got it on the end. Do not need a lot of it. A little goes a long way with this. My skin looks really nice. Don't talk about some of the blemishes. It's called pregnancy. But yeah, we are going to, I'm going to go wet this sponge because I'm going to forget if not to wet the beauty sponges, and we're going to get started. Okay, let's get on with this. I've got my sponges now, just a bit damp because I noticed they were just bone dry and wouldn't work. So I'm going to start by doing my brow gel. So this is the Brow Friends Forever brow gel. Like I said, all this is out with the advent calendar, so if you've not seen my unboxing of that, go watch that. You'll see everything in there, because there's a few bits I'm not using from it because there was a good few lip products. Can't use every lip product. And there was 2 primers and 2 setting sprays, so I won't be using both of them, obviously. So, let's get this. I love, you can see the gel there. I've got my mirror here as well, so I'm just going to use this to help me and see what I'm doing. Oh, that really sticks them up. Oh, wow, that really... I don't know if you guys can see, look how much that sits them up. I'm going to reshape them at the end, I bet. I have just quickly filled them in. Put another dip for this one because I just noticed there's not enough left on there to do that. Okay, this is really light but really does a job, put it that way. Feels really lightweight. The e.l.f. one I normally use feels quite heavy in comparison. This feels, I need to really do my eyebrows by the way. I don't ignore the fact they need actually doing outside of this side. Look how long my eyebrows are, honestly. Right, let's grab my eyebrow brush and get these to sit where I want them without worrying about a gel going on at the same time. This is probably the best my eyebrows look for a bit actually. Just look a bit more natural. I look a bit bushier than normal, which is actually nice because my eyebrows sit really thin most of the time. I'm going to move forward so you guys can see a bit better. Yeah, I really like that. That feels quite nice. I don't know if it's on the skin too much. My eyebrows, by the way, go red around them all the time. There's a slight red undertone to the eyebrow pen I use. Plus, on top of that, there is obviously the fact that my skin just likes to react to everything. So it's not actually having a bad reaction, it's just that there's something new on my skin and it just goes, I don't like you. Right. Next thing, so concealer, I always just go around my brows and carve them in for certain. I got the Dew Brows concealer. This is in shade Panna Cotta. I want me to go shade up into Chai, but Chai looks a bit too dark. So the only thing was, it came and the dough foot had fallen off. I have contacted them, they're sending me a new one, it's fine. But for today I've just literally grabbed one of my other dough foots from a different thing I have, and I'm just going to use that to get the concealer out. Luckily I have spare ones hanging about the place. I've just cleaned it down and I can use that to pop this on. So I'm just going to pop this under my eyebrow. Yeah, it's also neutralised this redness I've got going on, which I get every time I do my eyebrows, so it's nothing new. Well, it goes on really easily. So I'm just going to pop the lid in that somewhat because it's the brush I'm using for it for now. With my concealer, I like to just carve my brows a little bit. And just, I don't want to put this on my eyelids because it doesn't prime the eye. I need a new eye primer, by the way. So anyone's got suggestions for a good eye primer, chuck it in the comments because I do need a new eye primer. Because that ran out and I never replaced it and I'm really missing it. Should probably get one for next week, so I'm going away next week and I'm doing like a proper eye look. And it would probably be a good idea to have it for that because I'm going out. I'm actually going out somewhere and without my husband, which is even weirder, by the way. I don't get anywhere without my husband. I've always got him with me or my child. But it's me and Mel going out. When you're seeing this, I'll probably going out the next day. So I think this is going up next Tuesday or Thursday, and I'm going out on the Friday. Going to see McFly. I've not made it any secret I'm going to McFly. It's my Mel's little getaway. Okay, that's them all done. I love this brush, by the way. It's really good. It's a Technique one. Real Technique. I'm really tempted to get their advent calendar and just get some new brushes and new equipment for makeup. It'd be really great. Okay, I'm going to do my eyes next. So for eyes, we have the Cherie Noir eyeshadow palette. This one I opened it. I got so excited about. I also have a liquid eyeshadow here, but I don't know how to use it. If I do, I'll probably put some on my hand and dab it on because it's a bit too much if not. I don't know why I'm so bothered about breaking this box. Like, I literally own the palette now. I can't get into it though because first my hands are a bit slippy from the moisturiser earlier. Secondly, I've got a really long nail on my thumb. It doesn't want to grip the box. I'm going to have to rip the box against this, I think. Come on. See what I mean? Like, my finger is in there and it doesn't want to come out. Come out. You know something? I'm ripping the box. Because I like this palette anyway, so it's not like it's going anywhere. And I'm about to use it anyway, so. Switch hands. It's the nail on that finger's quite long. It just doesn't want to grip. Let's get it out. So that's the palette. And then it's really the usual eye colours I'll probably do because it's so similar to my usual ones I use. So this is how it looks, the palette. Still got the film over so I don't damage anything right now. But it's very much colours I use daily, so it's not going to get much of a difference in my eye colour, I don't think, like my eye look, because I use the same palettes all the time. I'm going to use the mirror from this palette just to make my life easier. I just need to peel it. I've not peeled this yet, so let me just see if I can get it off. This top corner. I keep forgetting when I sit down you don't see me. Put my glasses on might help. There's to peel. It'll be a really lovely satisfying moment if I can get this to peel. Being the key word though. Oh, I've got it. Okay. Oh, I love that. You can see yourselves. And my window behind you because I'm sat right at the window when I do makeup videos. I sit over there for you see that side of my room that's behind you when I do advent calendars and unboxings. You see my window and you see this side of my room when I'm doing makeup, so I use my window for lighting. So I've got all my normal makeup brushes here and I got the ones that I did get in this here. So I'm literally start one of these because it's very similar to the ones I use. Just a really soft brush. Just to start off, and I'll normally start off with one of my the dark shade I'm going to use. I'm using this brown. I swatched it when I did the unboxing because I was quite excited about it and the pigment looked lovely. Still looks a real lovely shade. You can afford to go a bit in with this, I think, more than I have. Just starting at this outer corner, I'm just going to work my way inwards to get a bit of a gradual change in the shade that way, and then I'm going to go back in again, I think, and just get a bit more. Also, I just want to say this, by the way, and by no means am I like a professional at this sort of stuff. I watch way too much YouTube. Is how I learned to do my makeup, basically. I used to be horrendous at doing my makeup, and don't get me wrong, I'm still not like perfect at it now, but I'm better than I was. That's how I'm going to put it. I'm better than I was a long time ago. But I literally live on watching YouTubers now. I'll say YouTubers, I watch a lot of Soph Does Life. I've watched Talia for years, Talia Ma, and she's come back on TikTok doing makeup videos a lot since having her baby girl. And then there's Robert Welsh, who I love watching at the moment, and I've actually changed the way I do some of my makeup recently because of watching so much of him. One of the things is how I do my eyes, and it works. So this is something I learned from watching him. And being fair, I don't try and shape it too much right now because I will use foundation and concealer to fix it where it is sat. If it's not sat exactly how I want my eyeshadow to sit, I just fix it at the end. By the way, light is very bright as well because not only is my window there, I've got a ring light on because it is dark outside. If I just use natural lighting, I can show you actually, because I can just turn my ring light off 2 secs. Nope. Just turn the colour off. That's what it's like naturally in here. It's just a bit nicer for me to be able to see what I'm doing more. So just working that in. Don't want it too dark. It's the thing, because I'm all going to the hairdresser and stuff today. I'm not going anywhere mental. Then I'm going to grab one of my other brushes. I'm going to grab, which one is it? Not my Spectrum one. I want this one. Again, quite a fluffy brush. Going with the next shade down that I want, which I'm going to use this sort of colour. I'm just going to start putting that to gradually blend it this way. Make quite a natural transition. And I'll put a lighter shade then in the corner in a minute to really transition it down. And I just tap off any excess on the back of the palette, so I just tap it here to get the excess off my brush so it's not too much. I'm just going to go in that inside corner. I'm just looking for a brush that's a bit smaller. That'd be better for the glitter at the end. Let's go with, nope, you. Bit smaller Spectrum brush. My brush is doing me cleaning this week. I'm just going to go with that really light colour to put in this corner and brighten up the inner corner of my eye. So it's not too dark as you go in, and just slowly bring this across the eye a little bit, just to make it look more natural. I'm quite lucky I don't crease too bad where my eyeshadow is, so it's not too much of a problem not having my primer, but it does make like everything stand out so much more, right? So I always use glitters. I have slight issues. I'm obsessed with glitters. No matter what day of the week it is, I'm obsessed. So I'm just going to grab one of my smaller, denser brushes. Normally use one like this, just quite small and dense, to get my glitter on because it packs it in better. And I'm just going to use this really nice shimmer here because it's quite light on the inner corners. And I always use one this light on the inner corner, just because I've got the sheer fear of putting something too dark there and it not looking right. And it's just easier, and this packs it on better as well, so it actually goes on. Also, because I use glitters, I always do my eyes first, especially when I'm doing glitters, because the fallout can be horrendous. There was one in Advent Calendar I swatched recently, and the fallout from that silver glitter would be so bad if you'd just done your makeup. I'd be gutted if I'd just done my makeup and put that on, put it that way, because it'd just ruin everything. The fallout would be horrendous. The fallout from this doesn't look too bad, and that's just a really small shimmer in the corners. Now, I was going to use this one on the rest of my eye, but I might do is get a little bit of this liquid one. This is in Prosecco from memory. I know glasses on. And I'm going to pop it on my hand and swatch it off there onto this brush and then just pat it in. So I don't want to put too much on, because it's going to be very, like, it's quite, it'll end up too much if I put that straight on my eye. But I do like the glitter from it, so I don't want to not use it. I want to try and use it today. Just going to tap that in to this side of my eye. Okay, yeah, I really like that. That colour is really nice, the Prosecco. It really blends well with the colours I've used. That's the thing, this palette goes really well with the liquid eyeshadow. Like, they go together really well. That does dry down pretty quick on your hand, so you do need to work quick if you want to just use the one swatch, which isn't great when you're talking to a camera or doing your makeup. But yeah, see if I want to put more on this eye. So I don't mind it being like, I don't want it being like a big block of glitter. I want it to kind of just spread out across the eye. So like I say, I'm not going anywhere too special, so we don't need anything mental today. But yeah, like, that's dried down quite quick, but you can still see where it's on my hand, despite me having took quite a lot of it off. Okay, so that's how that is. That is really nice. I do like that. I will be using that over and over again. Next is mascara. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing in a minute. So mascara, we've got the Sculpt and Lift mascara. This is actually got a red undertone, so it's Cherie Noir, but it seems to be like a brown with a reddish undertone, which should match my hair and especially my eyebrows really well. Got quite a bendy wand, should have enough give in it. And then doing my mascara, I always now put the mirror a bit lower and look down into it to allow me to be able to get into that root and properly move it around. It's the first time using this, and straight away I quite like how well that's going on my lashes. It feels nice. It doesn't look like really red or anything. It'll look good in my sort of skin, because my skin tone being like, I have red hair naturally, so red undertones tend to help. Browns with red undertones like ideal realistically for me. Do I use them often? No. Should I do? Yes. Sorry, I'm in concentration mode with this. What I'll probably do for you guys is speed this a little bit up. Okay, that's after one coat on that one. I'll probably put another coat on that, just because I like my lashes really defined. Right, and I'll be back with you once I've done another coat. Okay, that is with 2 coats. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see better, because I can see him very well and it definitely lengthens, good God. Yeah, definitely lengthens. The only thing on this left eye, it does look a bit clumpy in places. But right, it looks stunning. Don't know if I'm not as good at applying to my left. I don't put my under lashes just because they're so long, it looks really weird. But you can probably see a bit better actually, my glasses, it zooms in. The way they're looking. I do like that. I mean, I love the undertone of that red. One thing is as well, it's smudged into my eye. I left it dry for 2 seconds, it came straight back off, like it didn't smudge or anything. Okay, I'm gonna pop my primer on now, because I do sometimes do it before I do all that, depends how long I know I'm gonna be on that. I know when I'm filming I can take age on my eyes. So, primer, just put my glasses off when I need to read. So I've got 2 primers in the advent calendar. We got the gripping primer, this is a red one, and then we got a airbrush primer. I'm going to go with the grippy one today, just 'cause I feel like I need it today. And I really wanted to try this primer for a while, so we're going to try this one and see how we go. I hate trying to get this elevator though. This doesn't dry down like red or anything, by the way. It's just the way it's coming out the tube. See how that goes. If I need more, I can add more. I know this goes really grippy, so I'm not worried on that front of it. Yeah, look, it doesn't like dry red or anything, it just is red when you first do it. I'm getting it right into the skin. Also, my skin will be like a bit of a red colour, because I will be, because as soon as I start pushing stuff into it like this, it always goes red. It's just having my skin type, it just, when you rub it, it goes red. It's nothing to do with the product, it's just my skin does it with every primer I own. I'm yet to find a primer on my skin doesn't do this, so it's nothing to do with the primer, it is just my skin is my skin. So I'm going to let that dry down a second. Pop that eyeshadow palette away. I really like the eyeshadow palette though. I don't know if I showed you fully the look on my eyes properly, but yeah. Just letting that dry down a bit, and then I'm just going to use my usual foundation. So I'll be back with you once my foundation is on. Quickly before I put that on actually, if you look, this is dried down a bit already, you can see the way it's trying to pull up, and it's tacky, so that feels good, and what I want today is tacky. I need something that sticks it down and grips everything to my skin. Okay, I'm back looking very tired because all my skin's like neutralised to one colour other than under my eyes. But that is foundation on. It's gone on really easily, that primer. I wanted to also, the thing was when I test a primer especially, I like using foundation I know works to see how the primer works. And with it at the moment, it's not gone really funny, it's sitting really nice. It went on really easily, by the way. I had a primer a bit ago that was grippy and it didn't go on well with foundation. It just wouldn't let you like push it into the skin like you wanted to. Next, concealer. So back in with this concealer, like I said, with my makeshift Dover. Like I said, they have like said they're replacing it for me, so it's not like I'm worried that way. Let's see how this looks then. Under the eyes, hoping this looks okay. Don't look too dissimilar to colour I've used before. Bit there. Cupid's bow there. A bit on each side. That might actually help with the 2 little blemishes that are there. Foundation hasn't fully covered it, but it'll be fine. And I'm using this brush again. I used to use a bit of a more dense brush, but I found this works really nicely to not like push it in too far. So I have found is sometimes it pushes it in too far, my concealer. So this just gives it a nice light layer. It doesn't feel too heavy. Also, this concealer don't feel really heavy at all. It feels really nice. From what I've used of it on my face already. Just tapping that in under my eyes. Trying to make myself not look as tired as I feel. Joys of a child having a 2-year-old. I have a 3-year-old. Joys of having a 3-year-old and being pregnant is I don't sleep. Because as much as my 3-year-old and she wakes me at night, she doesn't wake me up, she wakes her dad up. But to get to her dad, she has to go past me. So she wakes me up. And then once she wakes me up, the child inside of me decides it's time to play. So I'm awake for ages with him kicking me. And I can't go back to sleep properly for a while. Especially if my hip's sore. Like, the last few days I've had a really sore hip. I've been dealing with that. That seems to neutralise quite a lot of the colour under my eye problem. I can't seem to get rid of the fine lines under my eyes. I've just given up hope on that. I think my eyes are just done under there. But it looks a lot better colour-wise at the moment. So take that because it's not too much lighter than my foundation, but it's a bit lighter to brighten them. Okay, so I said I didn't have a liquid bronze in here. I am going to actually quickly, using let's just blend that in a bit more at the bottom. Just see how that works. I did want to try these sponges out. It does lift a lot. So a lot comes off on the sponge with these. I'm never a big fan when too much comes off on the sponge, but it seems to blend okay still. Run it around my nose a bit. I won't use it right under my eye because I like the light texture it gives with using the brush. So as I said, I didn't have a bronze in the calendar, which sometimes is good, I think, because it can be too dark. So I'm just going to pop a bit of this bronze on my hand and swatch and use that to go onto my skin with. I'm trying to decide which brush I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to pop a bit onto my brush from my hand and then just slowly work that into the skin. It's a bit darker. I don't use this one very often, this bronze. I use a lot of time bronzing drops instead of liquid bronzes, but I didn't really want to use a liquid bronze today because I want to be able to see the glow with the other stuff. I want to use my bronzing drops because I don't want it to be too glowy and not be able to see what my other products that I've got from here are doing on the glow front, because I've got quite a few glowy products, so I want to see what they do. And I don't want that to be masked by that, because it does mask a lot when it comes to, if it's not very glowy, the other products, it lifts everything. And I want to be able to see what they're like. So I'm trying to get this to work into my hairline. And it doesn't want to. I might have to grab another brush to get into my hairline in a minute. It just does not want to go in. I mean, fair, I'm going to get my hair done, so it's going to be washed out of my hairline very shortly. Cheeks are just coming down here. And just slightly down, and more of an angle like this to make my face a bit longer. I have quite a round face, so I'm trying to make it look a little longer that way. I think I just need to grab possibly a little more product on my hand. Actually, that might work okay, because I don't want it dead dark. So I think we're not testing a bronzer today. We're testing the rest of the makeup. Actually quite like that. Right, I just need to get a different brush to just help work that into my hairline a bit better. I don't think it's ever going to work into my hairline fully today. I think I'm having one of them days where it's just not wanting to take on that piece of skin. It's definitely going to be a bit more than it was, so I'll take a win where one exists. Don't forget my headband does sit like here. So you're not going to really see that it's not gone in as far as it would normally. I quite like how that has gone though. Sat quite well on top of everything as well up to now. I'm just going to quickly grab that and just make sure there's no harsh line where my bronze finishes, because that is what seems to happen to me a lot. I'll just grab my foundation brush as well and just dab a little bit of foundation in to just blend it through. I like the glow that bronzer's given. Right, onto the liquid blush. So this blush is really, really, really bright. I remember from testing it, it's really, really bright when I swatched it. Do I have a shade for this? I'll pop the shade on screen because I can't read right now. I don't want to put my glasses on and ruin anything. But it is bright. So I'm going to put a little bit on my hand. And then I'm going to just dip my brush in that because I know it's going to be really bright. And I don't want to put that directly on my skin, because it takes a good bit of blending this as well. Like, you put too much of it on. So I'm just trying to be careful. Like, I'm literally doing that on my hand and it's still coming off to that degree. So I'm just trying to be careful with how much I'm picking up on my brush as well. So I don't want to put it on my face that dark. And I'm going to just tap it in very lightly. So I don't want to go in too deep, because as you see, it is very pigmented. I'm just going to do the same on this side, and then I'm going to get a different brush to blend this out. So I'm hoping the brush they give you in the calendar will help me blend this up my face a bit more. This side went on way darker than the other one, so I'm going to sort this out with a bit of foundation, I think. So that went on way darker than intended, and that is literally the tiniest bit on my hand, by the way, and this much has come off, and there is still all of this on my hand right now. Like, this side looks, it's bright, but it's not too bright. This side's too bright. So what I'm going to do is grab my, I've just used a foundation brush and just pat in around this, what bit of foundation got left on my brush, and just help that blend into the skin a bit more, so it's not too much. I do think it's just a very pigmented blush. Be very careful if you use this blush, is all I'm going to say. I definitely need to wash my hand in a minute because it's covered. Luckily, I don't have really any products to swatch onto my hand after this. Okay, normally I wouldn't use this next product. I don't use a liquid highlight very often anymore. But I didn't do then, which I probably have excess on this. Like, you see the colour of the brush already. Put any on my nose. I don't want to put it directly off my hand onto my nose because, oh my gosh, that'll be dark. So we have a liquid highlight. This might be the Prosecco. I'll put shades on screen because, yeah. So, put this here. Look at that. Gorgeous, but definitely not putting straight on my skin. Again, I'm going to get a brush to pop this on with. I'm just going to grab a little bit off my hand and brush it lightly down my cheekbone here. So I don't need loads of this, so I don't want it going on dead thick. I can see where it's picked up on my brush though, so it's definitely picking up. It's just where there is coming off of my brushing onto my skin again. Here's a different problem. Oh no, there's definitely a shine there. Like, when I look at it, yeah, I can see the shine from it. You get a more concentrated brush that isn't that, because that is like concentrated, and then there's the brush I picked up. And just grab a little bit more on here. I like putting a bit on my Cupid's bow. Tap it in a bit more around here. And then all we'll do is put the tiniest bits there and there. My hand looks like an artwork. It's lovely. Okay, I'm going to just clean. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'll leave it. It'll be fine. Next is powder. This is a Vitamin Babe powder. This is in translucent. And I'm really excited to try this. I'm hoping the concealer and this powder work well together. I am going to reset my concealer before I put this on. So it comes with a little powder puff, and it actually has a little thing to stop it all spilling everywhere, which is really lovely. But quickly before I do that, I'm just going to go over my concealer a little bit and make sure it is setting and not got a reason to crease outside of the fact that it wants to. So I've already got creasing under my eyes again. I can see it on one eye. It's only this eye and I get really bad creasing under it. So I've just kind of given up hope that I'm not gonna get crease under the eye at this point. I think I'm just giving up the hope of that happening. But yeah, I'm just gonna use their powder puff that comes with it. And you literally can just pop it in there like that. Onto there, and then I just dab off excess on the back of my hand. And then under my eye. I'm hoping I like it because I could do with the powder. And for some reason my H2O1 is not liking me as much right now. It feels really smooth, but I've definitely got lines under that eye. Like, me and this eye just aren't friends, is what I've come to the conclusion of. Me and this eye are not friends. And this one. Definitely prefer using my other powder puffs that have more of an angled edge on them. If I can get in this corner here a bit better, but let's push that into the skin. Trying to smooth out what I can there. Okay, so yeah, this eye hasn't really creased at all. It's just this eye, but this eye has issues. I'm not even joking, but it feels lovely under the eyes there. It hasn't done the weird oxidation, which my other one has been doing, which I'll take as a win. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit more on there, excess off on there, and then I just pop it in a bit around the bottom of my face just to set around here, around my jawline, and then a little bit on top just to stop any shininess on my forehead. I like the glow to be there, but not too much. Like, I love it here. Across top is fine, but just this centre bit of my forehead can go a bit too shiny. That's what I like it to do anyway. Okay, I quite like that powder. It feels really lovely on the skin, and it looks quite blurry. And they have got a very much one that's called pore filter one, which I'm going to have with me for touch-ups if I need it. But I'm hoping to not touch this at all today now, because I don't really want to. Okay, next is something again I don't always use, and it is a powder blush. So I've been saying I want to get a powder blush for a while to you guys. So we have this powder blush, and it is a glowy blush. How gorgeous that is. And I'm trying to see, delightful this is. How gorgeous is that? If it says on the front, it's a Glow Milk Luminosity Powder Blush. That was it. I knew there was a name. I just couldn't remember it. Right, we have a brush that I've not used. I've literally used nearly every single one of my face brushes today just because I'm trying all different products, so I'm having to try them. I have this from a different advent calendar, that will work. This is a little mirror inside as well, but I'd only take that off if I'm going to use it in a compact, like as when I'm out and about. I'm just going to pop. That is very pigmented. You do not need a lot of that. A little bit of that on the cheeks as if I need any more blush. And just a little bit on the front of the nose, which actually helps with the one that was there earlier not being there. You can really see there's a real glow to that. I really like that. You do not need much of that. That is pigmented, by the way. That is really pigmented. I like it though. It's brought my blush out a bit more again, as the issue I had earlier. Now I'm using the setting spray that matches the primer I use. So you did get the setting sprays to match both primers. Use one to match the one I've used, obviously. I'm just going to give that a shake and spritz my face with it. By the way, this is really fine mist. Like, really fine mist. It's really weird. You don't feel like you're getting pounded in the face by a spray, which normally you do with setting sprays. It feels really nice and like light on the skin. Just going to let that set down. And then last but not least is lips. So I have got the lip liner and the lip oil, and these both in the Cherie Noir range, which is what most of this is. It's Cherie Noir and the Wee Cherie range, and then the Glow Milk stuff. So I put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There was quite a few lip products, so I had to choose what lip product I wanted to use, which was mad. By the way, I love the way this is set. Now I've got my glasses on, I can really see the way it's gone. I really like all of it. That has blended so lovely together. Okay, this is really nice. I might have to reach my whole makeup bag now though, which I didn't want to have to do, but I might have to. So I do like this now. We'll use this as like a day-to-day chuck on. I've been using my Glow Hub one a lot as well, like this, and it is the Melting Lip Balm. I love the look of this. The way it looks really hydrating when I swatched it, and it is in shade Popping Peony. However, I'm going to go with lip oil because I love a lip oil. I'm going to start by lining the lip though. Both are pigmented as hell. Yep, lips aren't too dry. Let's go. Also, this liner is so creamy. I don't often film me do my lips. It's always weird when I do. I'm not leaving it this lined, by the way. I'm just getting it to there, and then I'm going to get a brush and blend it up my lip. They have brushes for this side of things, I've just got to find them. The joys of all your brushes just getting mixed together is trying to find the one you want. That works. Just blend that up. Yeah, a little bit. The current thing is I'm trying to smudge it outside my lip because I'm very bad for doing that as well. Just did it. I just smudged it. Okay, that is it. On. I can hear my husband. Are you wanting in? Never mind, sorted. Right, so this is the dough for on the oil is mad. Yeah, you can see I've blended that down a bit so it's not as dark. Then I'm just gonna Going with the oil there. Not enough of that one. There we go. So the reason I blended that liner in is because it isn't like a really dark, it has pigment, oil, but not dark enough. So taking it more gradual. I've blended it in a bit. Did smudge here, you can probably see where, but I'm not that bothered. And these blemishes are doing my head in, but there's nothing I can do about them, they exist. But that is the finished look. I'll be back with you guys to close this video once my hair is done as well, because once I have my hair done I'll look a bit more human, and then I'm going to film a different video after that. But yeah, that is how the makeup's looking, and I'll debrief with you once I've got it all off my hands and my hair looks a bit better than this. Okay, that is me back from the hairdressers. There's a few flyaways because it is windy, but hair is done, so I'm looking a lot more put together. It's also been, I've had a coffee and a tea since I last filmed, so we can actually see how lipstick's worn, or the lip oil and liner, and also have a look at my under eyes and see how they're going, because I know they're not going great. But I think that's more, oh sorry about the sun, a me issue and not the makeup's issue. Let's pop you here. I can see, just ignore the fact that I need to shave that. My eyebrow, please. Lipstick needs to hold up really nicely. Doesn't let too much like come off. There's a bit on my coffee cup, but not much. Definitely seems to think it's last. Also, as soon as you washed my hair, it's not too bad on my hairline from the bronzer coming off. So I'm not too upset with that either. Then I'm going to go to my eyes. Let's try. Stop me eating my hair while I do this. So you see, it's definitely creasing under my eyes. Like, there's no way of denying that. I think that's more of a skin issue, like on a personal level, than the makeup's problem. I think that's more my skin. I'm probably just using some like under eye masks, see if it'll help, but the lack of sleep over the last few years, and that definitely hasn't helped them. But they're not like so bad that it bothers me, so it could be worse. Yeah, I really like this. It's held up really well. If I remember, I'll check in at the end of the day before bed. If I don't, then this is all you've seen of me, and thank you for watching. But well, I remember, do subscribe please to the channel. Nearly 300 subscribers as I'm filming this, which is really lovely. I'm loving doing all this different content at the moment, and I've now got another video to go film, so I'm going to go film that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, remember to check in with you guys before the end of the day of how everything is held up. But I'm definitely liking the way it's sat. I always end up with stuff sitting in this line on my forehead. It's just a line I've had since being quite young, because I caused it myself as a kid, so I used to raise my eyebrows a lot, so that's where that's from. I don't get bad smile lines, so I don't tend to get it to sit in them too often. They don't sit in them. Like, that's all I get. My makeup doesn't really sit in it very badly. It's just like my under eyes are the worst for it. You can see there where it's creasing pretty badly. But my skin still looks like skin, but it doesn't look like cakey, which is what my concern was. So I'm quite happy in the eyeshadow is looking really nice. It's not creased too much without a primer, which is really good. So yeah, I'm going to go now and film the other video, and I'll check on you guys later today with how it's looking and stuff. I'm really lucky, so I've got really good lights. The sun's randomly come out, so I can really show you guys well how it's all looking and how we're going. I might sit here and film Glossy Box, because it's looking really nice lighting. I just need to shut that bedroom door because it's just wide open. Okay. Ow, just thought I'd brush that not out. Okay, right, just got to head to bed, so I thought I'd do the last update on makeup. How we are looking. Lipstick's come off like more completely though. This is a bit darker than my natural lip, so it stayed somewhat, and this is with eating, drinking, etc. Definitely crease under the eyes, as you can see. It's hard to see the light we've got in this room, but definitely bits creasing. But again, that is my skin, not the makeup's fault. Your eyes crease. It's just what happens. But the rest of it stayed on pretty nicely. I like it. My eyebrows feel so good. My skin feels so smooth where that powder is. I definitely like that powder, but it's definitely stayed on really nicely. My eyes look really good. Barely any crease on my eyes, considering I didn't have a primer, so pretty good. And the mascara hasn't transferred, which is a really good sign. So I'm definitely, would say I'm very happy. So a lot of this is going to go into my regular daily makeup now, which is really nice. But let me know what you thought down below and what you think of this makeup. Will you be purchasing any of it from Beauty Crop? Like I said, I got all this in the advent calendar, but I love it. And definitely will be adding it into my makeup daily use. But thanks for watching. Let me know what else we're going to see down below and your opinions on this stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.